The complaint of the righteous. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who does lead and rule well. I want to say salutations and shalom to all you hopeful elect Akim pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And sincere shalom also to you Akim and Akwaf that's listening and learning, preparing yourselves here in these last days. All right, that's unto the entire household of faith who's fighting this good fight of faith. The body, the congregation of the Lord. To you all again, I want to say shalom. This is your brother Quar from the DC camp. Come back at you with another lesson, which I already, said what the title is going to be, as you can see on the screen. The complaint of the righteous. And, all throughout the scriptures, you see this particular complaint. And then we all had these same thoughts, man. And the Bible actually lets it gives you the answers to this major complaint that we all feel. When the scriptures say that's sighing and crying for all the abominations that's done in the midst thereof, this is what we seeing, and we didn't really understand what was going on till you kind of go into the scriptures. So that's what this lesson is going to be about, man. One of the hardest things or trials of faith, it isn't just that we suffering, but it's also that we got to watch the wicked prosper while we suffering, man. The people that seems like they mock the Most High, that don't believe in him, that's proud, they seem to thrive, man. The people that's corrupt, they the ones in power. You got the oppressors, you got people blatantly liars, man. The evildoers, they flourish in this world, man. Meanwhile, the ones that's trying to do right, we struggle. And that's a part of the world that we live in, But yeah, that's the question, man. Why do the wicked prosper, and how long are we going to have to live like this, man? If there's a true power, if the God of the Bible, I would say, is real, which he is, then we know that this is no way this can last, I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, that's the question that we usually gonna ask, man, is why? Why do the wicked prosper? Why does the righteous suffer? Your righteous power, why is judgment delayed for them? And we learn these truths. We learn this, we get the understanding through the scriptures, man. The prophets before asked us, so it's nothing wrong with asking why. Wise men asked it, Ezra asked it, which we're gonna get into. But let me start out here with Solomon, man, one of the wisest men that ever lived, and even in his time he's seen it. Right? This is Ecclesiastes 7. And I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, all things have I seen in my days of all things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. All right? So you got the just who perish, and you got the wicked who prolongs their life, man. As the scriptures say, they not in trouble like other men. But that's something that Solomon observed, and it didn't seem like it was fair. Come on, man. Interrupting me. Salakia. God dang. Just ruined my thing. Salakia. It says, yeah, man. A righteous man dies, the wicked live long. They say the good die young, right? But you got the most evilest people They living full lives, man. You know, taking organs and whatnot. You got the righteous live. That's what you see. The righteous struggles, the wicked prospers, man. You know, and it isn't in a fair world. That's not how things should work. Hey, the scripture say it was an error that proceeded from the ruler. You know, but we expect good to be rewarded. It's just not going to be rewarded immediately, man. And neither will evil be punished immediately, because we on the Lord's time. So that's what's something that we have to understand, man. But again, the prophets before us made the same complaints. All right. That's the age that we're in. We're in the real dark ages, man. Jeremiah 2. No, Jeremiah 12, and I believe it's the first verse. 12 and 1. Yep. It says, righteous art thou, O Yahweh, when I plead with thee, yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? Yeah, why does the way of the wicked prosper, man? And they happy when they deal treacherously. You know? They seem to have taken root and they blossoming like a green tree, man. You know? That's in Psalms 37. Which I can get that too. You know? I'm gonna get that though. Let me keep going. But Jeremiah asked the same questions. Let's get another account. In Job. Job 21. In verse 7 it says, wherefore doth the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight, with them and their offspring before their eyes. Yeah, the wicked, they again, like they keep saying, they get to grow old. They mighty in power. They seeds is established, man. Just think about it, man. You got these Americans, okay? We know how they got this land, straight off blood, but they still in power. They pass on their wealth to their children and their children's children, and they in a prosperous position. And they able to look down on us, you know, pretty much all stolen money and riches, all free labor, injustice. It says their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. And that's the thing, because we like, if we being punished, why aren't they being punished? That's what we, you know, in the carnal sense, that's what you think when you don't have the correct understanding. And this is why, this is not David, but it's in Psalms, Asaph. He says he was envious. It's verse 3. Yeah, Psalm 73 and verse 3, it says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. All right. And he called them foolish. It says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Meaning, there's no pains in their death, man. You know, they in strength. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Because again, sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, man. So they what? They just going to continue to be more and more wicked because they think the Lord is with them. All right, that's why it says pride compasseth them about and violence covereth them as a garment. Because who going to check them? Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. They got abundance, man. But meanwhile, they corrupt. It says they are corrupt and they speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Yeah. You know? And you can see it in these different little cases that pop up, and you just read the comment board. They be talking big crazy. And we just can't wait for the Lord to judge them, man. Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I want to, I mean, this whole chapter is good, man, because this, as a matter of fact, I'm going to jump down to verse 16. This is one of my favorite verses. It says, when I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Because when you think about how you try to understand how, this, it's painful, man. But it says, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. All right. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. So the Lord set them up, man. And that's why it's foolish to want to envy them and to want to be like the oppressor, because they're going to be destroyed. They're getting a tab built up on them. The Lord doesn't favor them, although it may seem like that. But that's just part of the promises. You go back to Jacob and Esau, all right? You had two nations that was going to get the fatness of the earth. And Esau was going to get his first. But his was just temporary. You see? So you got Habakkuk. Let me get that account. What's that? Habakkuk 1. And I'm gonna start at 13. It says, thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he. You see that? If the Lord his eyes is so pure that he can't behold evil, why he beholding them? Here it is, they in the land of the, they in the land of uprightness, man. And they about to hold the biggest, rainbow parade in mankind's history. And you wonder, why is the Lord doing these things, man? Why is he not going to do something about it, man? But he is going to do something in his time. But on the surface, with the carnal eyes, it's like, man, he's devouring the man that's more righteous than he. Everybody can see it, man. Jake tried to trim their ways to seek love and everything, man. This dude just breaks every agreement with him. Constantly keep trying to destroy Jake. Meanwhile, he's good. So that's a issue that you see, and you got questions about it, man. Now let's get Ezra. Well, it's in 2nd Esdras, which is Ezra. You go to the Apocrypha. 2nd Esdras 3 and verse let me see. It's like towards the end of that. 20. All right. 2nd Esdras 3 verse 28. It says, no. I think I should have started up. All right, I'm going to start at 26. It says, and in all things did even as Adam and all his generations had done, for they also had a wicked heart. And so thou gavest thy city over into the hands of thine enemies. See, this is how you know when it's talking about the generations of Adam, it's not necessarily talking about all these people, because it says he gave his city over to the hands of the enemies. But it was talking about because of that generation having a wicked heart. Anyways, it says, verse 28, it says, Are their deeds then any better that inhabit Babylon, that they should therefore have the dominion over Zion? For when I came thither, and had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 30th year, so that my heart failed me. For I've seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and has destroyed thy people, and has preserved thine enemies, and has not signified it. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Or is there any other people that know of thee besides Israel? Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor hath no fruit. For I have gone here and there throughout the heathen, through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world. That dwell the world, and so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel. So, yeah, you see it. It's like, man, I mean, I know, we went off, but look at these people. They don't care about the Lord at all. They don't believe in the Bible, and even when they say they do, they hypocrites. Verse 35, or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. So the heathen have never kept the precepts of the Lord, man. But there's a reason why we judged the way we judge and they're not. And the Lord's still going to deal with them. But Ezra was asking, like, how can these people rule over us? They more wicked than we are, man. How did you let the wicked overcome your people? But see, he understood the Lord existed. He just was like, why is this your judgment? But see, that's more of the Most High's timetable and his timeline, and how the Lord's going to move things, man. Scripture says he does not move nor stir till all things be fulfilled. I was watching the elders video, Elder Yashawamba, and they was talking about how, everything is going to be done in the Lord's timing, man. But that's what a lot of people struggle with. It's the Most High's timing of it all, man. But the Lord is fair. That's what they were saying. The Lord was fair because he gave all these other nations a chance to rule as it was commanded. All right. Now, you got the angel Uriel in the next chapter. He was answering him. Let me see. I'm just trying to see where I want to start. Because Ezra was asking a lot, so I'm going to go to the point that he answered that particular point. All right, I'm gonna start at 22. 2 Esdras 4 and 22, it says, Then answered I and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, let me have understanding. For it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily. Namely, wherefore Israel is given up as a reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over unto ungodly nations, and why the law of our forefathers is brought to naught, and the written covenants come to none effect. And we pass away out of the world as grasshoppers, and our life is astonishment and fear, and we are not worthy to obtain mercy. What will he then do unto his name whereby we are called? Of these things I have asked. Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For the world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. You see, this is not the Lord's kingdom. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness have it brought up until this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of the threshing come. All right. Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed have brought forth, and when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they fill. All right. But again, this is actually what it says. Yep. I got to keep going. Because Ezra was asking the angel, man, and he wanted answers for it. He said, why the righteous have been delivered into the hands of the wicked, man? Why does it appear that the evil is winning, man? Or why is the justice delayed? And essentially he was telling them, look, you're trying to judge the story before it's finished, man. The Most High don't see the same way that you see things, man. As his ways is higher than, as the heavens is higher than the earth, so is his ways higher than our ways, right? But this is what I'm going to keep reading. Verse 33 says, then I answered and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, do not thou hasten above the Most High, the Most Highest, for thou hastest in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded. Did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chambers, saying, how long shall I hope on this fashion? When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer and said, even when the number of seas is filled in you, for he have weighed the world in the balance. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah. You got to read the whole chapter. You know? But this is what it's about, man. We all had the same questions. All right. And the wicked is not going to escape, man. Like I already quoted Ecclesiastes 8:11. You know, sentence against the evil work. And that's why the scriptures say, man, it shall not tarry, it will surely come, man. All right. Because the mistake a lot of people make is they assume that delayed judgment means that it's not going to happen. You know? But don't mistake the Most High's patience, his long suffering for their approval, because that's what they do. The Lord's delaying the judgment for a reason. He's not canceling the judgment, man. Okay? Let me jump back to Psalm 37 because I mentioned that I was going to get that. 37. Psalms 37 in verse. This whole chapter is good. Damn demons. I'm going to start at I'm going to start at 32. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. Yahweh will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on Yahweh and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree, and that he's done. You know, he took root and he spread. You know, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found. All right, so hey, every kingdom falls, man. And the scriptures is also speaking in the past tense, like it already happened, man. Because if it's written, it's going to happen. We just waiting for it to play out. But here it is, America. They celebrating their 250 years. Listen, every kingdom falls, man. And that's around the average length of the time of a kingdom. Every empire falls. The oppressor, the wicked, you're ultimately going to fall, man. The question is just when. And we just got to wait for the Lord to do so. And the Lord ain't going to do it early. He going to do it when he was supposed to do it. When he already originally planned to do it, man. Nothing escapes the Lord's control, man. He appointed the end from the beginning. Okay? We just have to go through this straight gate. Now, this is why, and I quoted Habakkuk first. Well, I don't know if it's the first chapter, but I'm going to get Habakkuk because Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right. Now I want to get this verse. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And you gotta live by faith, because what you seeing on the surface level is just not how things are. That's the answer, man. Not because we understand everything, nor do we know the exact timetable. We don't. Judgment is not going to happen when we want it to. It's going to happen in the Lord's time, man. And we got to trust the Lord despite what we see. Faith, what did it say? Faith is the, let me get that. The evidence of things. Hebrews 11 and 1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right. So, again, we got to trust in the Lord despite what we see, man. We got to believe that the verdict that the Lord's going to give based upon his laws, his judgments, the past cases, if you will, before court even opens, man. We understand what's going to happen, man. So, let me get this. I'm going to go back to the Apocrypha. This second Esdras 7. And oh, that's why. Okay. I'm just trying to see where I want to start at. Yes, second Esdras 7 and verse 33 says, and the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. All right. So in that day, man, that's the promise, man. The wicked is not going to get away. It said the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, man. He's in the misery, all the stuff that we feeling is going to pass away. Because the Lord is not going to forget the righteous, man. And he's going to render justice. Okay? So when you see the wicked prospering, don't envy them. Or if you suffering, don't lose faith, man. Don't get weary in well doing. Because this is all a test. And this world was created for many. The world that we're going to receive is for few. We're going to have everything in abundance. Way more than hearts could wish. So don't think that the Lord just forgot. All right? You got to read the full story so you know what the end is going to be. All right? We got a kingdom coming. All right? So I'm a cut it off on that, you know. But yeah, that's a question that's all throughout the scriptures, man. So it's not wrong to ask these questions, you know, but you want to seek the understanding of it. And this is why you search the scriptures. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. Until the next lesson, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Till the next one, I want to say Shalom.